In this village, a single whistle can open a doorway the living should never cross. Because when the birds stop singing, something else answers. And one boy is about to discover the terrible truth hidden inside that sound. A truth that drags people into another world and sends something else back in their place. The story begins deep in the forest where a man named Pete performs a strange ritual, sprinkling powder on the ground and whistling softly. Suddenly, a bird whistles back. Pete turns, and an invisible force grabs his legs, dragging him through the bushes as he screams. The forest falls silent. Pete has vanished. In the nearby village, little Epung and his friends play with their kite until they're warned not to go too far. People have been disappearing, especially near the place where Pete was taken. It's also revealed that every family in the village keeps birds, believing they offer protection from evil spirits. Epung visits his grandfather Lanang, a respected elder who raises champion birds. Lanang teaches him how to whistle properly, a whistle that must never be used at dusk, because at dusk, the spirits answer. Meanwhile, Pete's wife, Wee Week, secretly feeds him strange potions mixed with blood, desperate to bring him back. But instead of recovering, Pete becomes pale, lifeless, and something else begins to move inside him. That night, Ipung hears noises and finds his grandfather acting strangely, releasing all the birds. He follows him into the darkness, only for Lanang to suddenly appear behind him and whisper, "Help, your grandmother." Ipung rushes to her, but before he can ask anything, something grabs his leg from under the bed. His real grandmother pulls him close and whispers, "That's not me, hide." A pale figure enters the room, calling his name, cold, slow, wrong. Ipung turns his head and sees a ghostly face inches from his own. He wakes up screaming, another nightmare, but the village begins to unravel. Darmo, another villager protected by strong charms, is found dead under impossible circumstances. More people fall sick. Birds panic at night. Something is hunting the village and it's getting closer to Ipung. Lanang warns him again, no whistling after dusk, or you'll call the wrong thing. Soon after, a horrifying truth is revealed. Pete didn't disappear. He opened a portal to another world, and now he's trapped there, unless he finds a replacement to take his place. 40 days, one victim, or Pete vanishes forever, and the spirit that holds him captive has started choosing children. Ipung becomes the target. He bleeds from the mouth at school. He's pulled into Pete's house in visions. Ghosts try to lure him into the forest. Wee Wick even tricks him into drinking a cursed potion. He collapses and awakens trapped between worlds, pounding on a door no one can hear. Lanang and the village shaman Minto fight desperately to reach him. Through meditation, they find Pete's spirit twisted by the creature controlling him. The ancient entity Gander Rumming, the devourer of souls. It wants Ipung. That night, Ipung hears his grandfather calling him, but two versions appear, one real, one fake. As he hesitates, the entity slams into him, choking him and dragging him into the darkness. Lanang fights it with a sacred dagger but is overpowered. He shouts for Epung to run as the monster wraps its cold fingers around his throat. Epung tries to escape but finds himself surrounded by ghostly faces, children who never made it out. He's seconds from death, until flocks of birds suddenly burst through the darkness. The shaman Minto arrives, pulling Epung back to the real world. Some days later, Pete returns home, smiling and healthy. But something is wrong. Someone watches Wee Week from the shadows. Then Pete opens a birdcage and drops to his knees in horror. Inside the cage is Wee Week's severed head. He screams. The camera turns. Manto is behind it, revealing he completed the final soul exchange, and in the final chilling twist, Lanang returns home alive. But we are left with one question. If Pete was the replacement, then what exactly came back wearing Lanang's face?